to enroll it? Has any investigation, any work being done about it?
Commissioner Beloy, I'm getting there. It's on page 21 of my
Are
affidavit.
going to get there. All right, we'll pack it. And then an unrelated question. This is about representations to the NDPP, and now you have the ID saying representations in this case, in the, I think Lushaba Meta must come to her. What is in place? This is, I've had a quick look at the legislation. I don't see anything, I may have missed it, which speaks to representations and who has the power to make those decisions and the process for it. Is this contained in a policy, and what is the prevailing position? What is the position in fact?
The policy, the prosecution directives policy manual doesn't specifically deal with IDAC. IDAC has not yet been included in those directives. So that is why I was explaining from a regional court perspective. And when the advocate indicated that there were concerns about Advocate Johnson, I had agreed that the representations would go to NDPP and we would postpone for the NDPP's decision. Advocate Johnson had a problem with that in the sense that she felt that on the arrival of the new NDPP, it can't be representations on this matter in the first month.
So what she directed, or what she was upset about and directing should happen here is not what is contained in whatever policy you have. As matters stand, representations go to prosecutors. You've said SPP, the DPP, and then ultimately the NDPP. There's no provision for IDEC.
It has not been done yet.
Yeah. So when she says they must come to her, it's outside of the applicable policy because there's nothing that empowers her to take that kind of position.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Before you go to the Medicare 24 issue, can you please go to 539 of this file? I'm just trying to get up to speed as regards what is leg 1, leg 2, leg 3, leg 4 of project diversion.
I'm getting to that. That's on page 21.
Yes, it's still coming.
It's still coming.
So just up to here, which one is leg 1, which one is leg 2, which one is leg 3? And then the one you are coming to, you can deal with it as part of your evidence.
So I'm gonna just 539 is leg 4.
Oh, it's not leg 3, it's leg 4.
It's leg 4. The second memo of this very nature marked or dated the 2nd of July, 2025, is leg 3. So this one is the Madondo Kumalo.
So can
No,
you
it's
then,
the other way around.
Is it the other way
Yeah.
around?
can you then do this for us without detail? Just in that order, which one was leg 1, which one was leg 2, which one was leg 3? And then I think you can pause there because Advocate Ngube is moving to leg 4 next. Or is it leg 3?
No, so Medicare wasn't part of Operation Diversion.
Was not part of
Yes,
diversion.
but in the sequence of events, that's why I said there will still be stuff about crime intelligence, not necessarily the Mokwele matter, but other aspects of crime intelligence. And these are the two,
All right.
related to General Masemola and General Kumalo.
Let me tell you what I have on my list and could be mixed up. I have the properties case, I have the Mokwele case, I have the vetting case, and then I have the Lushaba matter. Those were all part of Project Diversion.
Correct.
Yes. And Medicare 24 is not part of that.
No.
Okay, I got you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so can we then go to page 16 of your supplementary statement?
Medicare 24
You
investigation.
have to wait for us.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And commissioners, we will be doing some file hopping. It's unavoidable because of the extent of the corroborating documentation that I need to take you to. So we will be dealing with file 11, which is the notes, both file 10, 10.1 and 10.2. and there'll be file 9. File 9, yes. Okay, so we are on page 16 at the foot of the page, Medicare 24 investigation, attempts to link General Masamola and further attempts to arrest General Kumalo. And then the subheading is the irregular section 28(1) authorization.
Paragraph 35. As previously stated, the Medicare 24 matter was referred to by Advocate Johnson as the SAPS contract and visa contract. I do not know why. I only became aware on the 13th of May 2025 that the SAPS contract and visa contract was in fact the Medicare 24 matter. When I was asked to assist with checking the application for a 28(1) authorization prepared by another prosecutor. As stated earlier, Advocate Johnson had mentioned the SAPS contract and visa contract from 22 January 2025 after her meeting with Minister Mkhunu. Paragraph 36. In any event, at the meeting of the 24th of April.
It's 16
It's
April.
16 April.
So 24 must change to 16. You may continue.
Mr. Perumal had informed Advocate Johnson that Advocate Shabalala had already drafted a Section 28(1) authorization application for the Medicare 24 matter, which was with a DPP in charge of supervising Advocate Shabalala. Advocate Johnson was very agitated and told Mr. Perumal that he had no idea what he had just done and that it should never have been done that way. She said that she did not even give Advocate Shabalala that matter, which I also later reflect in an email exchange of 13 to 16 May 2025. At the time, I did not understand Advocate Johnson's agitation because I had not been involved in the matter. However, when Advocate Johnson instructed me on the 13th of May 2025 to assist in finalizing the application for Section 28(1) authorization, I immediately appreciated the gravity of the situation. There was no Section 27 referral affidavit in existence at the time. Mr. Perumal had instructed Advocate Shabalala to prepare the application without a referral.
Okay, now we're going to have to go to a few documents in support of what you say there. The first is file 11, page 20. Do you have it?
Almost. I'm here.
Okay. So this is the meeting of the 16th of April 2025. We already dealt with it insofar as diversion is concerned.
Correct.
We now want to deal with it insofar as the Medicare 24 matter is concerned. And for that, can I ask you to go to page 28?
Okay. There's a line,
So this is your notes from that meeting.
correct?
And what we see is there's a line in the middle, and then we see a name. Just bear with us for us to just display. And then you may continue. So the middle, yeah. On page 28. So yes, you can go.
Okay, I must just explain that when I was noting these things down, it was a conversation that was happening between Mr. Perumal and Advocate Johnson in that meeting, and I was just noting what was being said. So there's a mention of Charity Matlo, which is a general that we all know. Then there's an indication that there's a forensic report a procurement process prepared, and that Advocate Shabalala has done an authorization. That there's-
Okay, so here, this is what you were saying is that this was when Mr. Perumal was communicating to Advocate Johnson that that Advocate Shabalala had already done an authorization in respect of this matter.
Correct,
Okay.
and submitted it to the DDPP.
Okay, then we have S27.
So section 27 will be Matlo, and that the consultation with SIU will take place. And there's a specific person at SIU that will provide or give it to us.
Okay, now can we just deal with your note that says section 27 equals Matlo? You said section 27 will be Matlo. So this
Yes.
is now on the 16th of April 2025, and you're being told that General Matlo will be the section 27 referral. She'll depose to the affidavit.
Correct.
Okay, in order for it to be referred to IDAC for
Yes,
investigation.
that
But
was-
you are having this discussion even before there's a referral.
This discussion is before a referral, and a 28-1 application has already been submitted.
This is the draft by Advocate Shabalala.
Correct.
Okay. Well, but when you say submitted, not to Advocate Johnson, it is submitted to the DDPP in order for the DDPP to submit it to Advocate
Advocate
Johnson.
Johnson, yes.
Okay. Now,
Sorry, and the section 28(1), did you see it? Is it in this meeting? Do you know that it does exist for sure at
The
this point?
section 28-1,
Yes.
the application.
on
The
the
application.
16th of, in this meeting, I had not seen it as yet. I get an email on the 13th of May, 2025. And then there's a whole chain of it, and then eventually I do get hold of it, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so then if we can go to so that is the discussion regarding General Matlo will be there. And then on the next page, page 29,
So there's talk about General Matlo being the 27 referral, and that it's sent to Paul being Advocate Law, the Deputy Director.
okay, and that is what you were referring to. But you say send to Paul, it's with him already, the draft
Correct, it's with,
for consideration.
yes.
Do you get to know what preceded which? The section 28(1) application and the referral that we now, in that same meeting, you record that it has been sent to Paul Lowe.
Commissioner Beloy, at that point, I didn't know anything about what was happening. I do later find out that there isn't a 27. There isn't a referral affidavit. There's something else that's sent that is considered a referral, but it's not in fact a referral.
And in terms of dates, where does it sit? That document that you refer to, in terms of dates, where does it sit vis-a-vis this 28(1)A application?
Commissioner Balwe, can we get to that in the chronology?
Okay,
So
that's
then
all right.
you'll see what happens on the 13th
Thank
of
you.
May. So you are then told in that meeting that the section 27 or the section 27 referral has been sent to Paul.
Correct.
Okay. And Paul Lowe is the DDPP.
Correct.
Okay. Now, if we go back to your statement at paragraph 37, and there's a correction to be made there as well. You may proceed.
When I inquired about the section 27 referral affidavit in finalizing the draft,
So the correction is that in finalizing the draft section 28(1) application must be deleted because your inquiry is in that meeting of 16 April,
Correct.
as you say.
Yes.
So when I inquired about the section 27 referral affidavit in the meeting,
I was told by Advocate Johnson that the referral was a preliminary audit report. It's itself together with an email from General Matlo. I was never shown this email. I did not have the preliminary report either. I requested the report from Advocate Shabalala, and he sent it to me via WhatsApp. Apparently, he had received it via WhatsApp from Mr. Perumal. It must also, here there's a correction, either Mr. Perumal or Mr. Belochan.
okay.
Who had received it from General Matlo. The file name of the report had a date of 30 January 2025, but I do not know when it was given to IDAC by General Matlo.
Okay, let's then go to the correspondence regarding that. So we now on the 13th of May, 2025, can we go to page 285 of file 10? And we'll start at the bottom of file of that page of 285. It's an email from Advocate Johnson on the 13th of May, 2025 to you, Mr. Perumal, and she CCs Mr. Sesoko, the PA, and she says SAPS Tembisa Hospital tender. You can read it.
True. You guys sent me a section 28 application for this matter that Tilas drew up. I need you to look at it urgently and then submit. General Matlo contacted me and I want to authorize by Thursday. Check the designations, etc., and send a hard copy to Ino. Kindly remove Tilas, Paul, etc. from the designation. Add Santos as the advocate as well as he will oversee when I am unable to attend to things. Drew, I also need another advocate to help you. I was thinking of Joy. If you agree, then add her and I will speak to her. She will get it to me, she will get it to me where I am tomorrow, meaning the hard copy.
And then you respond at the top of that page at 12:35.
Morning, Advocate Johnson. I will obtain the same from Tilas. I have not had sight of the documents Tilas submitted. Once I have, I will attend to the necessary and submit. I have not worked or interacted much with Joy. A second prosecutor would be much appreciated due to the volume. Thank you.
Okay, then if we can go to file 10-2, page 602. Just let me know when you're there.
I'm there.
This is the communication between you and Advocate Shabalala on the 13th of May, 2025. And we're looking at the voice call at 12:35.
Correct.
And that's where you now contact him to get information regarding the 28.
Correct.
Okay, and he's not answering your call. He calls you back and then you send a message to him.
Yeah, he called back to say that he's in court. So I sent him a message. Hey, hi, Shabs. What documents did you base your 28 application on? Or rather, where did you get the information on suspects or information from? He then calls back. He says to me that he had gotten it from either Sunil or Mr. Belochan or Mr. Perumal. And he then forwards me the SAPS preliminary audit report, 94 TP 30 Jan 2025.
Okay, and then in between you calling him and him returning your call and forwarding the report, you try to get the report from somebody else. And that we find on 263 of file 10-1. So at the bottom of that page, 263. Can you just explain?
Yeah, because I couldn't get the 28 1 documents, draft documents that he had submitted. I contacted the project manager that is allocated to Advocate Low's team, Ms. Modiba, and I asked her for the authorization, the new authorization sent by Tilas, and then she sent it to me.
Okay, and the subject there is Tembisa, new authorization. Good day for your attention. If we go to 264, you'll see the attachments. It's an application in terms of section 28.1, a section 28 authorization, Vusi Musi Matlala, and a section 28 designation, Vusi Musi Matlala.
Correct.
Okay. And you, at the top of that page, you send it to Advocate Johnson
Correct.
at 2:05.
Good afternoon, Advocate Johnson. Attached is the application drafted by Advocate Shabalala. Kind regards.
Then if we go to page 281, because there was quite a bit of activity on the 13th of May. At the bottom of 281, you hadn't yet sent the application to Advocate Johnson. You sent it at around 2 o'clock.
Correct.
But you had said to her that you'll try and get the information from Tillis. She responds to your 12:35 email, and she says to you at 1:44, if you can just read that.
Subject R8, SAPS Tembisa hospital tender. Drew, ask Chief to give it to you. I don't want Tilas wondering why we are now taking the matter. I never assigned him in the first place.
And this is in reference to the fact that at the meeting of the 16th of April, she was agitated that Mr. Perumal had gone ahead with the 28-1 and gone to Advocate Low without her involvement.
Correct.
Okay. And she says, I never assigned him in the first place.
Correct.
Okay. Then she tells you to go to the chief, but you had already approached the chief before she told you to go to chief. That we'll find on 604, which is in part 2 of 10.
Correct. There's a voice call between Mr. Perumal and myself. And then at 13:08, hi Dee, what docs did you give to Shabs to draft the 28 for the hospital? Need to confirm the submissions. He is currently busy and isn't responding. Please send to me. I know you are in consultation, so when you are able to, thanks. He replies, hi, don't know what he would have used to compile it. Okay, we'll wait for him to reply, meaning I'll wait for Advocate Shabalala to reply.
So Mr. Perumal is saying he doesn't know what Advocate Shabalala had used to compile the 28-1 application for authorization. Yet he was the one that asked Advocate Shabalala to do the authorization.
Correct. And when I had this conversation with Advocate Shabalala, he said he had all the proof to show that who sent it and whatever. But Mr. Perumal is denying it.
Okay, if we then go to page 281 of 10-1. This is now at 1350.
Advocate Johnson, I have asked Dylan for the documents that Tilas used as a basis for the application. He indicated he does not know what Tilas used as a basis for identifying suspects as listed, as well as the information on the committees contained in the 28. I obtained the 28 from Obusha as Tilas was unable to take my call. I need that information to confirm the Vermon's allegations to be authorized.
And then on page 280, Advocate Johnson responds to your email.
Colleagues, this is what happens when we involve people without the ID. I heard from this team that he had drawn up an application and hence my remarks about why and on whose instruction. Please send me what he drafted and then ask him via email to send you the basis for his application.
And so Advocate Johnson is now saying this is now what happens when you guys don't involve the ID. Again, with reference to what happened in the meeting of 16 April, her
Correct.
not being involved in that process. We know then that you say to her that you did get the document, the report, and you ask her for the code. So if you can go to page 452, you can just explain to us 452, which is part 2 of 10. This is still on the 13th at 14:25. From you to Dylan, ceasing Advocate Johnson, Mr. Sesoko, and the PA, documents from Drew.
$14.25.
Yes.
Afternoon, Dylan. I received General Matlow's report via WhatsApp from Tilas. It is encrypted and he can't remember the password. He indicated if memory serves, he got the documents from Sunil.
And that's Mr. Beluchan.
Correct. Please assist with the password so that I can urgently peruse the report and submit timeously to the ID. Your assistance is appreciated. Thank you.
Then if we go to 454, we'll see the encrypted document there, file details, SAP's preliminary audit report, 94 TP, 30 Jan 2025, encrypted 2212 final.pdf.
Correct.
Okay, and then on page 455, Advocate Johnson responds to your email.
The password is?
Yes, and then she says,
I also want a copy of this report with the application.
so you then now have the draft applications and you have the report.
Yes.
You still don't have a Section 27 affidavit.
No.
What does the report reveal? And what is the report? So it says preliminary report 30 January 2025. That's what it's saved as.
It is, so from the mandate, which is the first page, it indicates that it's an,
Can we go to it? Is it not much easier to go to it on file 10, page 301? Is that not the one?
Page?
File 10, page 301. So if you look at the date on
Correct.
306,
Yes, that's
it
the one.
should be the one.
yes, correct.
Mm-hmm.
So it indicates that risk management was a request to conduct an audit by internal audit and risk management was submitted by the Minister of Police through the National Commissioner on the 9th of January 2025. The internal audit and risk management performed a joint audit in respect of the bid. It does relate to quite a few irregularities and
Yes.
persons of interest. I don't feel comfortable.
No, that's fine. That's why I
Going
didn't want to.
into the details of the report.
No, that's fine. I don't want you to deal with the details. That's why I just wanted to ask you from memory what you recalled about it. But if you go to page 306, there are signatures there, and General Matlow is one of the signatories.
Correct.
Okay. So you have the report now and you've got the applications. You finalized the application.
I didn't amend anything. I read through the report. I read through the application that was drafted by Advocate Chabalala. It's fairly comprehensive. I followed the instructions of the ID and changed the names of the persons to be designated on the matter. I also sent her a WhatsApp to confirm that the designated people need to be the same as Project Diversion. She confirmed and she indicated I must add Mr. Mbalo and Mr. Belocha.
Okay, now, did you email the application to her? Or-
If we take note of the first email she sends to me, she says that a hard copy must be delivered to Ino, and Ino would get it to her wherever she is. So I did deliver the hard copy to Ino, and I think on the 16th of May, Ino scans the signed copy of the 28-1 and sends it back to the team.
Is that
Okay.
the one on 287? 287, is that
Yes,
the one?
that's the one, yeah. But I just wanted to confirm, you didn't actually email the application to her, it was delivered to Ino.
Correct, it was hand-delivered to Ino.
And Ino then sends that on page 287. And if we go to the document, so 288 shows the attachment. And then on page 289. Now, can I just ask you, why was this a 28-1 and not a 28-13?
Like I said, I didn't change anything. I submitted it as Advocate Shabalala had drafted it. I only amended the designation. So I only made changes to page 6 of 7.
Page 6 of 7. Okay. Before we get to page 6 of 7, in the correspondence, there was a reference to, I don't know, where did he get the name of the suspects? Was that in the report or already in the application?
Yes, correct. The report did link the names as mentioned here.
So the suspects mentioned in the document was reflected in the report.
Correct.
Now, importantly,
Sorry, about this, maybe it's important for accuracy, even if you don't read out the names, to mention the context in which they appear. So, for example, you have people listed under the bid evaluation committee, and their names appear there. Some of them are amongst the ones charged, and I think if the report doesn't make any specific allegations of criminality against them or of irregularity against specific individuals, I think it's in fairness to those individuals that you should say in what context they appear in the report.
okay, can I deal with it when we get to the end of the report? Because what I want to deal with first is the designated individuals. And I want to highlight one name in particular, and that is on page 294 at paragraph 30. It is submitted that the following persons be designated to conduct the investigation. And at number 11, you see Major General Matlo.
Correct.
Now, Major General Matlo in the meeting of 16 April you are told she is the Section 27 referral.
Correct.
And General Matlo is not part of IDAC.
No.
She's part of SAPS.
Correct. Risk management.
Why was General Matlo included as being part of the investigation? Do you know?
I did make queries about this with the investigators at one of the meetings because I wanted to know how do we
We can't hear you.
Sorry, how do we designate the complainant in an investigation? Because obviously she's going to be the A1 and now she's part and parcel of the investigation as well. And the other issue that I had was, where's the documents for duty reassignment? If we are designating a member of another unit, you still have to have correspondence between their supervisors. So it would have been either Mr. Sissoko or Advocate Johnson, and I think it's NASCOM that risk management reports directly to. So there would have been an agreement and formal communication of duty reassignment, even if it was just for that aspect. Because we've had it before. In fact, we still have it at the moment. I'm dealing with one of those matters where we have communication of duty reassignment. So one of my questions was, why is General Matlo the complainant part of the investigation, and where's the documentation of duty reassignment? And I was told that the ID authorized it, but it wasn't so politely put to me.
Now, at this stage,
So,
you still,
so it's an irregularity, you're saying, that you would have, well, there's the obvious point about you would have a complainant being part of the investigating team, but more importantly, you're speaking to an irregularity about the duty assignment authorizations. That
Correct.
There wasn't a record of that.
Correct. If I can give you just a small example. So there's an investigation that I'm working on with another DD at the moment. And even though the A1 is in fact the investigating officer, because he had started the investigation based on the Zondo Commission recommendations. So he is the A1, he's the complainant, so to speak. But he is from DPCI, and in the docket itself, we've got in the B clip, his duty reassignment documents.
and you say on this one, you haven't seen that duty reassignment, you haven't seen anything other than the 28.
Correct. I've only seen the 28-1, and I've seen the preliminary reports, the encrypted reports.
Okay, then we can go to page 292. And I'll just ask Commissioner Baloyi for guidance here on this aspect insofar as the suspects are concerned, the issue you raised.
So what I wanted to be careful about is that we don't create the impression that the report has fingered specific people, linking them to specific misconduct. So if you look at, let me go to that page. If you go to a page that lists committees, 311, thank you. So if you go to that page in the report at 311, it lists different committees and tells you who is in the committee, who are those people in the committees. And insofar as it doesn't allege, there's no misconduct, irregularity, criminal conduct alleged against a person, but the only link we can make from the report is that they sat in a committee. I would rather you point that out.
Yes, I wasn't going to deal with the suspects. It wasn't part of the 28-1.
Okay.
My focus was on the designation, the investigators.
Okay.
What was being investigated, why was the complainant included as being part of the investigation, and whether there was any authorization for that. What did we need in order for that to be, that
Okay.
was the.
That's your focus.
Yes, that's
okay.
why I didn't deal with the report either.
Okay.
Just
I
the
guess-
issue of the report was just that it was sent to you when you were told that the report is the 27, it was part of the 27 referral.
Correct.
Okay. No, I'm happy with that. I was just concerned when she said I'm uncomfortable to list people's names. Okay.
But just the report says the bid was not properly evaluated. So to the extent that there are issues with the bid evaluation committee, all the report says is that the bid was not properly evaluated. And it doesn't allege criminality.
Yes, that is why I wanted to establish the extent of this witness's involvement with that. And as I understood her to say, she didn't change anything on the authorizations. She wasn't really involved in in assessing the merits of the application. You were just finalizing it for submission.
Correct.
Okay, because the names were there. You didn't check whether the names should be there or should not be there. That's why you asked, where did you get the names?
Correct.
Okay. Now, at this stage, you still haven't seen a 27, a section 27 affidavit.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
If we can go to page 544 which is file 3. Do you have it? It's the transcript of Advocate Johnson's evidence before the ad hoc committee.
I'm here.
And at 544, it starts at the top by Advocate Arendse. Do you want to comment on the subheading IDAC investigations into Mr. Vusi Musikat Matlala? Advocate Johnson says, IDAC received a Section 27 referral from SAP's Risk Audit Division, and this is not the first time we would have received referrals or work with the Risk Audit Division. There are many matters currently in IDAC where one is looking at corruption, the PFMA contraventions, and fraud related to the supply chain. And then if you skip the next two paragraphs, it's Advocate Johnson again. The first and only time that we are looking into allegations against Mr. Matlala relates to the 360 million rand tender that was awarded and then subsequently cancelled sometime this year. So there have not been criminal investigations into him as a service provider. We have criminal investigations against SAPS members and other service providers where the supply chain management processes are circumvented and corruption or fraud or PFMA contraventions took place. In February of this year, this would have been 2025 because she gave evidence in 2025, is the first time that we got a referral that relates to Mr. Matlala as a potential suspect, either in fraud, corruption, or together with other SAPS officials' contraventions of the PFMA. We received the referral on the 16th of February 2025, and then through the media, as we paid attention, we found out that Mr. Matlala had been arrested and his phones were seized. Now, do you know of a 16 February 2025 referral?
No.
And then at page 546, Advocate Arendse asks, now this referral on the 16th of February this year, where did this referral come from within SAPS? Advocate Johnson, the head of their risk audit referred the matter to IDAC in terms of Section 27 referral, deposed to an affidavit, attached supporting documents, and the matter came over to IDAC. And then he says, when would you first become involved in this referral, if at all? And Advocate Johnson then says, when matters are referred, they almost invariably come through one of the chief criminal investigators, more so through the head of investigations and operations, Mr. Matthews Sesoko. They would receive the matters and go through the matter at a cursory perusal to see whether or not it is a matter that IDAC can take. They then compile an application, which we call a Section 28 application for the ID to consider whether or not to authorize an investigation. That is the first time I become involved in applying my mind to the matter. Here, the matter was then authorized. When it is authorized, investigators and prosecutors are designated to conduct the investigation of these matters as it is a prosecution-led methodology. But the investigators and the prosecuting team go through determining what task activities, line of investigation should be followed. It is not for the ID. Then he says, so they would first, Advocate Arendse, so there would first be what sounds like a preliminary investigation that you would authorize. And she then says there are two types of investigations. Usually we get the Section 27 referrals. Now, Advocate Johnson seems to say here that on the 16th, because it's in directly in response to Advocate Arendse asking her about the 16 February 2025 referral at 546. She says, the head of their risk audit referred the matter to IDAC in terms of Section 27 referral, deposed to an affidavit, attached supporting documents, and the matter came over to IDAC. And this is in response to a direct question about now this referral on the 16th of February this year, where did this referral come from within SAPS? Was Advocate Johnson, have you seen a 16 February 2025 referral?
No, and even on the 13th of May, there was no 27 referral. There was just the report that was bouncing between IDAC employees via WhatsApp. And if we take note of the email of Advocate Johnson on the 13th of May, it says, I was contacted by General Matlo. And I want to authorize.
And then if you can go to page 3519 or file 9, where there is an affidavit by
The
General
June
Matlo. It's file 9, 3519.
I'm there.
This is an affidavit at 3519 by General Matlo. And if we go to page 3521, on the 6th of June, it's signed, commissioned on the 6th of June, 2025 at Pretoria. Do you see that?
I do.
And this was referred to as the Section 27 referral during Advocate Johnson's evidence.
How can it be a 27 referral if the authorization is done on the 16th or signed on the 16th of May? The Act says 27 referral and then authorization. So if they're saying the 6th of June is the referral, then they were working backwards.
And if you look at the affidavit, the contents of the affidavit, at paragraph 3,
Okay, I've got it in front of me, yes. Paragraph 3.
I hereby submit this affidavit to the Investigating Directorate Against Corruption in support of initiating a criminal investigation into the alleged unlawful awarding of a tender to Medicare 24 Tshwane District Pty Limited to provide medical health care services to the SAPS for a period of 3 years. The monetary value of the tender was approximately 360 million rand. So this is the affidavit where she says she wants the investigation to be initiated.
Correct. If we just go a little bit further down, it says something about a final report will be provided. A comprehensive internal audit report is currently being complied.
What paragraph?
Paragraph 5, which will shed light, further light on the alleged criminal misconduct. This is where the fight between myself and the investigators started. Because way before this, in May already, I'm asking how can we be investigating something where a report has been requested, an internal report has been requested by the NASCOM, and the final report is not submitted. So how are we authorizing an investigation where we don't have a final report? It didn't make sense to me, and that was the start of a lot of problems.
And when was the first time you saw this affidavit?
When it was flighted at the commission.
When it was during Advocate Johnson's evidence?
Testimony, correct?
Okay.
Is it not odd that according to Advocate Johnson, the referral was made in February, but the Section 28s were only being done on the 15th of May? So that's 3 months later. Now, if you follow the sequence according to her evidence, it first goes to Mr. Sissoko, and then there's an application to her, and then she authorizes in terms of Section 28. So how does one explain that 3-year gap from the date when she says 3 months, 3 months gap from when she says the referral was made to the 15th of May when you are discussing with Advocate Chabalala the Section 28?
Commissioner Kumalo, I'm going to say it again, although I got into trouble for saying it last week. When there's cover-ups happening, timelines and rational decisions cannot be explained. So because from the timeline here, how do you explain anything? It's basically them trying to cover up, but very poorly so. It's just my observation and from dealing with these things for so long.
And then there's another affidavit by General Matlo that I'd like to refer you to at page 3534.
File 9.
Before that, even if it's just for the record, so at least from what we have seen in the ad hoc committee transcript and this affidavit now, and the WhatsApp exchanges and email exchanges, we can say that Advocate Johnson did not tell the truth in Parliament to the ad hoc committee when she said you received the Section 27 referral on the 16th of February 2025. That was an outright lie, looking at these documents.
Correct.
Thank you.
Sorry, which page, Advocacy?
It was 3519, I think, that's it.
3519.
3534, sorry.
Yes.
This is a A2 statement, and I'm not clear on when this was done, because if you look at 3536, where do you see the 26?
184-page affidavits. So the last
Yeah,
page
at the
is
last page.
3817.
Because
Says
what happens
26.
is she verbatim quotes from a report. So we'll get to that. But in this affidavit on page 3534, at paragraph 3, General Matlo says, on 9 January 2025, Internal Audit, Risk and Integrity Management received a request from Minister of Police to investigate the alleged procurement irregularities on appointment of the service provider to render health risk management services for SAPS at the Division Supply Chain Management. And then it says Appendix 1, copy of email request for investigation from the Chief of Staff and mandate. I led the investigation team to conduct an investigation into these allegations. So that is in 9 January 2025. Were you aware when General Matlo's name was mentioned or regarding the Medicare 24, that the investigation that she undertook was at the request of the minister in January 2025?
No, my understanding was that it was NASCOM that asked for the investigation.
You understand it was the National Commissioner?
Correct.
That had asked for the investigation, not the minister?
No, not the minister.
Okay.
I understood it from the meeting that we'll discuss now. I understood it to be that the minister spoke to the National Commissioner Masumula, and Masumula then requested the report.
Yeah, that's what you were told. Okay.
And that's what the interim report says.
Yes. So insofar as, but never in the discussions about Medicare 24, either with General Matlo or Advocate Johnson, was it mentioned that the preliminary report or the investigation comes from a request of the minister?
No.
Okay. Now, can we then go to what transpires at the meeting of the, I think it's the 27th of May, before we get to the meeting of the 2nd of June. So that would be on page, it starts on page 49. And then we'll go back to your report.
Okay.
Do you have it?
Correct.
Okay, so, file 11, page 49. And There were discussions about project diversion ID authorized section 204, but I'm interested in your recordal on page 51, which is a meeting where Mr. Pariachi, Perumal, Tlale, Petis Mlambo,
Correct.
Charles is? Else, and the ID and you were present.
Correct. This took place at the Fire and Ice.
Okay.
Is it the same meeting that starts at page 49?
Correct. It was a two-part meeting. My apologies. So this meeting, the ID1 said it was discussing the
Should we take a short break?
I was going to suggest
Indicate
you.
when we should start. Let's adjourn.
Thank you. Okay, so we were on the meeting that starts on page 49 on the 27th of May. And I was referring you to page 51 where there's a reference to Tembisa. Can you just tell us what you were recording here?
Correct. The ID had wanted she still continued to call Medicare 24 Tembisa. So she wanted feedback with regards to what was happening. And then she indicated what was going to happen about the cyber search and asking DPCI for the phones, more specifically Colonel Kumalo. I have to explain this because it's not a detailed note. I think I stopped last week when I was explaining the phone issue. The investigating team led by Mr. Perumal and Mr. Beluchan wanted to actually physically remove the phones from the initial seizures. They wanted to go and collect the actual phones. And I said that legally it cannot be done that way because you are now breaking the chain of custody in that docket. You would then need to serve a warrant on Mr. Madlanga. It's section 29, capital A, 1A, cyber search warrant of the Cybercrimes Act. And also serve it on the current holders of the phone. You would have to go with a digital expert, a service provider, and mirror image the phones and work off the mirror imaging. You cannot take the original. You are breaking chain of custody in different matters. So that was an argument that transpired. And then somehow rationality prevailed and they proceeded in the manner that I explained it had to be done. They then further on page 52, Advocate Johnson and Mr. Perumal indicated that they had to do a J51, and then I was to do an extension on the designation to include the forensic investigation that was to be outsourced, and that they wanted to do the search warrant at the house, being the J51, and the cyber on the same day. And they were supposed to provide feedback to Advocate Johnson on all of this on the 10th, between the 10th and 15th of June.
Okay.
Did anybody ever ask Advocate Johnson why she referred to this as a Tembisa contract?
Chair, I think Advocate Johnson was as confused as I was in the beginning, or maybe she just was using it as Tembisa, because on the 16th of May, I even sent articles about the Tembisa, saying that other units are involved. There's already been search and seizure. My apologies. And that she then sends a message to me. It's not the same matter. So that's why I'm saying I'm not sure if she didn't know or if she knew, but she did refer to it as the Tembisa.
Thank you.
On page 53,
Yes. It's reference to Matlow's report. What
correct,
report
that
was
is
that?
the preliminary report. And the question Advocate Johnson asked was, has Minister received reports? And what usually happens after reports like this, requests are completed. Forensic investigation, who, how, when, will it be finalized? So these questions were in Advocate Johnson's questions relating to Matlow's reports, and that Mr. Perumal and Mr. Beluchan were to get the information from her. And then Advocate Johnson referred me to the National Health Act, that I must read up on it when dealing with this matter. I was then instructed that a memo must be done for cyber services and the service provided to be extended onto the memo.
Chair, I know
I
that
think,
Ms. Ramsamy wants to continue because she wants to finish her evidence, but I think we should
she's
adjourn, yeah.
struggling, I think.
And unfortunately, we'll have to finish it tomorrow. Or I'll have to discuss logistics because I know there are other witnesses. If we maybe can just take a short adjournment so I can get hold of Advocate Chaskelson just to find out what the arrangement is for tomorrow. Because I'm not sure if we can even continue with her tomorrow if there are other witnesses scheduled for tomorrow already.
We did hear from your counsel, Ms. Ramsamy, Mr. Ramatsekisa, that you would like to finish today, but observing you from where we are, you are struggling. You are struggling.
I am, but I'm strong enough to push through for as long as possible. I think we can push until at least 4.
Don't think we're going to achieve much till 4. Yeah, I think, Chair, we should just adjourn. We're not going to achieve much in 30 minutes. Yeah,
Let's adjourn, then you'll call us in.
thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair.
Yes.
Chair, we've arranged for Ms. Ramsami's evidence to then be stood down until Friday, the 14th of August at 9:30.
Contrary to your wishes, that's what must happen, unfortunately. We will resume with the hearing of your testimony this Friday.
Thank you, Chair.
We
Thank you,
resume
Commissioner.
at 9:30 tomorrow morning.
Yes, Chair.
Let's
Thank you.
adjourn.